I think one of the great benefits of Kemi Badenoch's campaign is that she not only says good, interesting things, but she has a good style, a good delivery. I think she would connect with ordinary people in a way that, for example, I'm not sure that Rishi Sunak would. Someone like Rishi Sunak comes off as an old-style, Blairite, technocratic politician, a bit stiff, far too polished, far too practiced, far too spun. And I think people have had enough of spun politicians. They want someone who seems a bit more real, a bit more honest, and a bit more willing to have the important fights.
Mm-hmm. You missed out, smug. I was going to say. Now I read something that you wrote, which I thought was fascinating, really, when you talked about the behaviour of the media and how you were way more insulted by the way the media literally dispatched of Boris than anything that Boris did himself. And if we look at the way the media are behaving, would you say that they're sort of behaving themselves a bit better now? Because for me, it was a really horrible thing that I watched. I didn't like the way ITV, BBC, Sky News, I didn't like the way they covered it. I didn't like their stance and attack on Boris. Do you think that perhaps they're sitting back a bit now and backing off on all of that?
Yeah, I think the role the media played in toppling Boris, essentially, was really quite shocking. I think they played a very important role, firstly, by blowing up those two pathetic scandals, Pinchergate and Partygate, neither of which were exactly Watergate or the Profumo affair, but they blew them all out of proportion in order to weaken Boris. And then they essentially goaded the rebels to have a go at him. So the media played an orchestrating role in all of that. And I believe in democracy, and therefore the fact that a prime minister elected into power by 14 million people can be toppled in this way is really worrying. I think what the media does next will be interesting. One of the things I think is quite shocking from the more liberal media is the way they are talking about candidates like Kemi Badenoch as, you know, the wrong kind of ethnic minority person. She doesn't have the right views. We're already seeing undertones of people saying, well, you know, she's a black face for Tory politics, and really she's a cover for the kind of white supremacy that the government wants to pursue. Really racist stuff, in my view. We're starting to see that identity politics is a gateway drug to old-fashioned racism, where people are judged worthy of belonging to an ethnic minority according to whether they have the right views. I think we're going to see more of that from the media, and I think that will antagonize large sections of the public too.